Most of us know that when a pilot is getting ready to fly a plane or a helicopter, they have a special way of starting. They're looking at all the right signals and they're running proper tests in order to ensure that the aircraft or the helicopter is going to be fine while on flight. This is called taking a precaution. It's pretty much putting your seatbelt before you start driving. The same thing applies when we're learning to drive a car. I remember when I was learning about driving a car, it was told that before you take a journey, especially a long one, make sure you check your tires, check your oil, make sure you have petrol. Basic stuff, I know. But it's just doing the basic checks. Now the pilot or the driver, they have a destination in mind. They have a place where they want to head to. They have a place where they want to end up. This is not about being optimistic or pessimistic whether things will work out. It's just about making sure we're starting out from the right place. It's making sure that if things were to go wrong, we would be able to pick them up in advance. But there's a specific set of checks, and it's not a whole list that keeps ever evolving. The destination remains the same. There is this underlying belief that we'll make it to a destination, otherwise we wouldn't start. There is this assumption, this reassurance, this internal belief that tells us we're most likely going to make it. And we don't often actually question that, which is a good thing, I would say. But unlike driving and flying, in life many times we think of a place that we would like to go, yet we don't start and heading towards that direction. That might be because we're looking for too many checks, but most of all, it's about that reassurance that we are definitely going to make it to our destination. Are you looking for certainty in all the wrong places? Are you looking externally to find that certainty for you in your life, the goals that you want to achieve, and the things that you're trying to do? If so, then this is an episode for you. Welcome, my friends, to another episode from Inside Treasures. My name is Phoebus, and I love to challenge myself and those around me for the purpose of growth. This podcast is about helping you to heal, to change, and to grow. This particular episode is all about finding certainty in the right places. When do most of us look towards when we're looking to find certainty about whatever it is that we're trying to do? Most of us have been through the schooling system, and in the schooling system, we're pretty much conditioned on a daily basis to ask permission from someone we deem to be an authority. We look up into our teachers and we say, may I go to the bathroom? May I speak now? May I do this? May I do that? May I do the other? Then we go home and we ask our parents, is it okay, mommy, if I do this? Is it okay, daddy, if I do that? Asking for permission when we're dealing with our kids can make them to be more thoughtful and more accountable towards their actions. But it takes away that control of what they do. I've spoken about the locus of control, whether that control is internally or externally, whether it's something that it is within our influence of control or not. In that sense, many of us, before we start doing something that we really, really want, we're trying to find that authority, to ask around to see if we can get approval, to see if it is okay, to see if other people think that our idea would work. So we look again into our parents, into our friends, into someone we trust and we deem an authority. The caveat that we forget here is to remember that we are also the authority. We are the authority within our own selves to be able to choose and make the choices that we want. There's a beauty that comes with owning up to our own decisions. There's a beauty that comes with the growth of making decisions by ourselves, for ourselves. Yes, taking counsel from other people, but not in the sense that they dictate and they give us permission whether we're going to do what we want to do, or whether they think it's going to work, or getting that reassurance that yes, you can go ahead. We're far more capable if we're able to do that with ourselves and by ourselves. Then, of course, reaching out, getting some help, getting feedback. Absolutely, those things can help. But not when we start off the gate. What many of us looking towards is a guarantee. A guarantee that this thing that I'm working on is going to work. It's going to succeed. Because if it doesn't, then what will I do? We are looking for guarantees. There is no your money back guarantee in life. This is not how things work in life. This is something made up for marketing to ease off people's defenses and say, yes, you can have your money back. So we go ahead and buy. Well, if there's no guarantee, then what's the point of me starting? How will I know that this I'm not even sure is going to succeed. What's the point of doing this? What's the point of starting? In life, again, many, many times we are attached to the results. I'm only going to do this if I get that. Reward, punishment. If I get something good out of this, then I will go ahead and do it. So if this succeeds, then I can start. But what is the underlying condition that's happening there? There's something going on. We're looking for reassurance because we have doubt. We have doubts that it will work out. We have doubts that this will benefit us or benefit other people. The thing to remember is that it doesn't need to work out. We feel that it needs to work out. Otherwise, it's not worth our effort. That is a limiting belief. That is something that's stopping us from acting. Why does it not need to work out? Because every time we experience something new, every time we put ourselves in a certain situation, into something where we don't know whether it's going to work out or not, we grow. We grow as human beings by experience, not by reading books, not by listening to podcasts, but actually experiencing things. By putting ourselves in positions where we have to deal with difficult things, we'll learn to grow. And in that uncertain environment, we'll start to build certainty. Certainty in what? Certainty in whom? Certainty in ourselves. Knowing that we build trust in ourselves that we can move into uncertain situations, which we don't know whether things will work out or not, but still feel confident, still feel reassuring towards ourselves. But this time, instead of coming from another authority, coming in from within our own selves. Now you can see why this is so vital and important, because we stop relying so much on what other people will think and whether other people will give us the permission and the reassurance that we need. We can still give reassurance to ourselves. We can still get people championing for us, for sure, but we're not relying on that. And of course, with that, we build our strength. With every experience comes a set of challenges, there comes a set of growth, that the only way to get to that is through acting. Despite whether the fact this is going to work or this is not going to work, the guarantee that you can get is that you will be able to learn something, that you will be able to craft your own self and to become more decisive, more trustworthy towards yourself, and to feel more grounded and more certain and stronger into yourself. In other words, the thing to remember right now is that whether what I'm trying to do succeeds or fails, I'm still succeeding in a personal level. It might take a lot of time. It might take a lot of resources. It might take a lot of courage. And that is what we perceive as risk. That risk creates the fear and the doubt. But when we learn to step into that, and the more times we do that, risking little by little, not recklessly acting, but to be willing to move forward towards the things that we want to experience in life and take consistent steps towards that, which they feel uncomfortable, which they feel out of our place. We're doing it still with the feedback of those that we love, and those that we care, and those that we serve. But most of all, we're also self-centered in the sense that we can feel okay being in that place. And from there, we start to build more confidence. Because now, every time we do that, we'll build our character, and we become stronger, more trustworthy towards ourselves. So this is about building trust with ourselves, building our strength, and then doing it over and over and over again. Because guess what? Anything new, any dream that we have, any hope, any goal that we have, when we first start, we have to deal with the same processes. We have to deal with the fear, with the doubt. Is this going to work? With the guarantees. Learning to trust ourselves can also kill procrastination. It can minimize it very much. The reason is because we're no longer looking for permission. We're no longer looking at authorities outside of us to tell us it's okay, to tell us that we're doing well. But it just eliminates things. It opens doors. The trick here is when we try to do things, we're going to have those thoughts of doubt. We're going to have those emotions of wanting to be reassured. We can give that to ourselves by speaking in a certain way, by being supportive towards ourselves. But the biggest thing to remember is the faster you act, the sooner you learn. The faster you act, the sooner you learn. A tendency where we start things that we're doubtful and fearful about is that we start having those thoughts and those emotions that, of course, suppress our action. And the idea is that it keeps suppressing our action and we can't act because we want to act, but we can't really act because we're feeling afraid. We get stuck into our heads. We get stuck into our emotions. We don't know what to do. We're chasing our own tail. And of course, what happens? We get stuck in the worlds above and we can't really act. It's stopping us from acting. That's what procrastination really means. We have an original thought that is clear. We're trying to bring it out into action. There's an emotion that gets in the way. There's certain thoughts that start to pop up, but the original idea was pure in itself. It's just like the water running down the stream. There are too many obstacles getting in the way. We can sit around and talk about why we feel the same certain way, what it is that is going on, who is responsible for that because it's not us, or we can start acting. We can start getting that experience. The sooner we act and the sooner we get feedback, the faster we grow, the faster we progress. And when we're first starting out, it's just about building that courage. Building the courage and knowing that this is uncomfortable, this is uncertain, might be feeling fearful, doubtful, all the stories, but I'm willing to take the steps. I'm willing to own it. I'm willing to step up to it. And with that, we build courage, we build strength, we build trust. Whether it works out or whether it fails, it really doesn't matter because what we win in total is far greater. When we leap towards the unknown and we build that courage, the two beliefs that are very key into our progress, and we can keep building again by acting. The first belief is that you will have the ability to figure it out. I will have the ability to figure it out. I might not know yet, I might not have the answers yet, but I will be able to figure it out. Whether that will be asking someone else, whether that will be trying things out until they work, whether it will be reading a book. When the time comes and the time is right, and I'm facing with the difficulty, I will be able to figure it out. The second belief that is also crucial is that I can handle what comes my way. This is similar to being able to figure things out, but I can handle whatever comes my way. Sometimes we want to start, but we're like, I don't know how this will work out. Again, it goes back into feeding into doubt, insecurity, not knowing what's going on, the unknown. But when we know that we can handle whatever comes our way, when we come in to those situations from that place, from that belief, that certainty, because we've built it and cultivated and tried again, we're building that courage. We're building that belief that, yes, I can handle anything that comes my way and I can figure out whatever I need to figure out. When you're equipped with such beliefs, you can do a lot of things. You can go after a lot of things because you're kind of taking care of your base. And you know that even if you go into uncertain situations, even if you go to places that you haven't been before, that they're fearful, you can handle it. And if you don't have the answers, you can figure it out. With these two beliefs in our pockets, we can go into the unknown. We can leap forward. And the more times we do it and the different places we apply it into our lives, then inevitably we will find certainty, not from outside, but from within. We will find that certainty, the trust, the belief in our own selves that we're able and capable. I can and I will. Whatever it is that you need to be doing, or whatever it is that you want to be doing. And as my friend Seth Godin said in the book The Practice, if we failed, would it be worth the journey? Do you trust yourself enough to commit to engaging with a project regardless of the chance of success? I'm here to help you heal, change, and grow. If there's something that resonated with you, something that you're finding difficulty that you're trying to do and you're trying to build that certainty, that trust with yourself, but you've been kind of unable to fully get there, something that you want to get just over the hill with, give me a shout at podcasts@insidetreasures.com or our Instagram @insidetreasures. Thank you for tuning in to another episode from Inside Treasures. My name is Phoebus, and until next time, my friends, let peace guide your life, let love guide your heart, and reason guide your thoughts.